Hey guys, what's going on? This is the second take, actually, because I wasn't really happy with the first one. So we're going to go ahead and retry this. I'm doing another game review for you guys. This time it's on something a little different. I mentioned having this game in my Xbox video, but I hadn't really got around to playing through it. I finally have, now that the remake is coming out, so I was like, alright, I want to play through it. So here we got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This was developed by BioWare. I want to say this came out in 2003. I've had this game since 2004. When I first got it, I was like 12. It was a birthday gift. My family got me like a bunch of random games. It was this. I think Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy was one of them. And a Transformers Armada game. So I got all of those. And when I first played this, I was like, couldn't really get into it. So years later, when I discovered game reviews and stuff, I just kind of casually looked into games I played that I liked and didn't like and see what other people thought. And I saw this was getting like 9.5 out of 10. So I was like, all right, what did I miss? So I tried picking the game up again a couple times. And I just never had the time to sit down and play through it at all. So I finally was like, you know what? No, we're doing this. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play through this game. And I did. I finally finished it. So, what are we going to say about it now? We'll get there. So, this game came out, again, in 2003. And it takes place about 4,000 years before even Episode 1. So, this is way in prequel territory. Even let's say it's not canon anymore. But there's no reason for it not to be. Okay, so it tells the story of... The main theme of the game is Jedi can be corrupted to the dark side. So, the game starts, you make a character to be a male or female, and you can be a couple different classes. I honestly forgot the classes, but I remember I was a soldier. So, you wake up on this ship called the Endar Spire, and you have no memory of what's going on. So you're saved by this guy named Trask, who's like, yo, we gotta get out of here to Sith are attacking our ship. So you end up getting off the ship, but Trask is killed by a Sith named Darth Bandon. And you're saved by Karth, who you guys get on an escape pod and land on a nearby planet. And your goal now is to find the Jedi Bastila, because they think she's the key to stopping this Sith insanity. As the game goes on, you find out more about yourself. You have connection to the dark. You have a connection to the Force, and you have all the. You become a Jedi. You get Force powers. You get a lightsaber. You form bonds with your party, and you find out that you have to find these star maps. There are 4 star maps throughout the galaxy to lead you to the Star Forge. So, your mission now is to find the star maps. It seems very simple, but a lot happens. Like, you bond with the characters, you learn more about the characters as the story goes. Like, Karth, he seems like cool collected, but he's haunted by his past. Bastila, you think she's a calm collected Jedi, but she's very impulsive, she's very emotional. One of your partner's mission, Val, her brother went missing. She doesn't know what's going on with him. Her Wookiee friend, Zarbar, I think his name is, makes a life debt to you. You meet another Jedi on Kashyyyk who is old and is kind of like, yo. You end up meeting a Mandalorian who is like, yo, I'm a war-hardened guy, but I want to help you because you seem like you can do things. You find a droid who has no memory of himself. There's a lot. You can get another Jedi who was pushed to the dark side, but you can change her over. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we're about to get into spoiler territory. But a lot of the game you're hearing about these 2 fallen Jedi, Malak and Revan, who both turned to the dark side. Revan was the master. Malak was the apprentice. According to the lore, Bastila had defeated Revan, and Malak got away. Here's what actually happened. So, After you find 3 of the Star Forges, you are attacked by Darth Malak. During all this, you end up also fighting, you end up defeating Darth Bandon, who killed your friend Trask at the beginning of the game. You end up getting a ship called the Endar Spire. The Endar Spire, well, has to be. You get the Ebon Hawk is the ship you get. And anyway, the point is, you get attacked by Darth Malak's ship. And there's one of the best plot twists ever in a video game. You don't have memory of what's going on, and you start hearing things, and your character's like, yo, why am I not being informed? What's going on here? You're Darth Revan. Revan wasn't killed. Malak went to betray him. Bastila saved him, wiped his memory, and gave him new memories. So you've actually been Darth Revan the whole time. Which was what the sad part is. I knew about that because the game's been out for so long, almost 20 years now. But it's still, when it happened, I'm like, oh wow, it's actually a really, really good plot twist. But during all that, Bastila stays behind. You get away. Blah blah blah. So you end up getting the last star map, and then you end up on this other planet. It seems like filler at first. It seems like padding out, but something important does happen. So you end up in this Sith temple, and Bastila is there, waiting for you, and she has been turned to the dark side by Darth Malak. And if you did what I did, because I romanced her, because I played a male character, you're like, whoa, 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 no, I love you, don't do this to me. But, anywho, you end up going to the Star Forge. And you can either, when you get there, you fight a bunch of Sith, a bunch of Jedi, blah, blah. The people you have, the Jedi Order, the Republic, they're helping you. If you play a good guy character, I don't know the dark side path, I'll be honest, I played the light side path. But get to the Star Forge, you confront Bastila, and you can either kill her or save her. I saved her, and she redeems herself and is like, yo, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, but you're right, I can't be like this. Or you can kill her, which I didn't do because I wasn't a jerk. And then you defeat Darth Malak, and you become the hero of the galaxy. Basically, I think in the dark ending, you kill Malak and take over the galaxy, but because I was a good guy, I became the hero. Blah, blah, blah. So, I kind of summarized it really quick, but the story is actually really intriguing. And you learn about the characters, you learn about the world. They give you a bunch of information, actually a lot more information than the movies ever gave you. And it's really cool to see that this is, in a lot of ways, a better Star Wars property than the prequels and the sequels. It's just, it feels really true to Star Wars. And, wow, color me impressed. Story-wise, anyway. The gameplay, on the other hand, isn't bad necessarily. But I think it could use some quality of life updates. So, we'll start with, a big BioWare thing is the dialogue options, right? So, you talk to people, you make bonds with them, and how you respond to them affects how they react. So, you gotta be really good, really mean, or somewhere in between. Me, because I like playing the hero character, I try to be as good as possible. But sometimes sometimes, like, I had to be a jerk to get what I needed to get done. Like, there was, on Tatooine, there was, I forgot what they're called. They had no face. I'm like, oh, you know. I kind of had to threaten him to get a party member. And there's a piece of dialogue, he says, that you threaten me like an animal, and you can't pay for some reason that dialogue piece makes me laugh. I don't know why, but it does. But eventually I got my droid, and, you know, fun times. But the dialogue is very engaging in this game. Your character doesn't speak. He can talk, obviously, because you have to respond to people, but he doesn't have a voice. Unless you're, like, swapping out. He has, like, random battle tones, like, hey, what's up? What? That type of thing. And he's voiced by Rino Romano, who voiced Spider-Man and Spider-Man Unlimited, which is kind of funny, and the PS1 game. But that's neither here nor there. The other big part of the gameplay is the combat. So it's a turn-based RPG, but it's more like Dungeons and Dragons, where like you have behind the scenes like dice roll and determinations and stuff. It's okay. Like, it gets the job done. The fight scenes look cool. But I kind of wish that maybe the remake will fix this, but that was more real time, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, it was fine for the time. Like, it gets the job done, and it's still playable. It's not very difficult at all. But, you know. It gets the job done. It's not bad, and the fight scenes do look good. But I just wish it was a little more interactive. That's just me, personally. But, you know, it gets the job done. It's not bad or anything. And then, of course, there's these turret sections, like, at some points in the game, and they're terrible. They control horribly, but, you know, maybe I'm just bad at them, but I didn't find them particularly fun. And then there's, that's really it. There's, like, conventional RPG stuff. Like, you can equip gear, you can equip weapons, you can equip abilities, you level up, that sort of thing. Me being a lazy casual, I just kind of auto-leveled up and let the game do what it wants to. But you can customize the characters however you want to, if you want to, or you could just be lazy and auto-level up, which is what I did. Graphically, the game isn't the best, I'll be honest with you. Even back in 2003, there were better-looking Xbox games out there. Halo looks better than this, for example. Dead or Alive 3 looks better than this. Even games like, I think Metroid Prime was out at this point, looks better. Smash Bros. Melee looks better. So there are better looking games, honestly. It doesn't look terrible. Like, the character models look pretty good, but the environments just kind of look blah. The frame rate's terrible. Granted, I played this on the Series X, so it runs a little bit better. But on the original Xbox, the frame rate's garbage. But the graphics don't make a game. And something about this game, if you just, something about this game, it all molds together and just works. Sound design, though, the voice acting's really good, and every single piece of dialogue is voiced. There's not just random text boxes like in Kingdom Hearts. Every single piece of dialogue is voiced. I can't even imagine how many hours of dialogue is in this game. It's a lot, and there's no way you're going to hear every piece of dialogue one way through. It's not going to happen. The soundtrack is actually original. They don't use the typical Star Wars music score. They use original soundtrack, which is really cool. But you still hear like the Star Wars theme, the Star Wars credits theme. I think the Imperial March is in there at one point. But it's a mostly original soundtrack, and it's pretty good. It's not my favorite soundtrack ever, but it's pretty good. But like I was saying earlier, something about this game just melds together and all works out really well. I couldn't put this game down when I started playing it, which is crazy because I don't know what changed, because I couldn't get into it when I was younger, and now 29. I'm like, all right, this is fantastic. Like, to the point where I think it's one of my favorite games now, honestly. And it's weird because it sounds like I was kind of complaining about the gameplay, but it works out with the story, the gameplay, the graphics, which aren't great, and the sound, but they all meld together to make a great Star Wars experience, and it's the best Star Wars experience out there. Probably even more so than the original trilogy. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is probably my favorite piece of Star Wars lore. I'm going to say that straight up because I love I love Revan, I love Malak, I love Bastila, I love Karth, I love Mission, I love all these characters. I love the storyline, I loved the past stuff. I like how you learn more about the Sith and how they work. I learn more about the Jedi Order. It's a really fantastic Star Wars experience. To the point where I actually went out of my way to go ahead and buy the sequel. I'm not going to review this yet. I'm playing through it now, but when I'm done with it, I'll review it. But first one, excellent game. If you have an Xbox, you probably have it. It's also on PC. I don't know the differences, honestly, but they're probably the same game. And with the upcoming remake coming out, there's no reason not to play this at this point. What I find weird, this was an Xbox game. The remake's a PS5 exclusive. At least time. So I don't know what's going on there. But, anywho, I think Knights of the Old Republic is a great, great game. A great RPG, a great Star Wars game. And if you're not so much into Star Wars, you could probably still get into it. If you're not into RPGs, you might not be able to, but even if you're not into Star Wars, you'll probably like this game quite a bit, I think. But Anyway, that's going to be it from me to you for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this game as much as I do, because I actually had a really good time playing it. And I think that's going to be it for today. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day.